Guys, we will wait for 2-3 minutes more. 2 minutes more. 16:05 we will start. Meanwhile, those who missed Thursday's session, Wednesday's session, we did not have session yesterday as we did not have electricity here. So do you guys have any questions? Yes, guys, anyone? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll start in a minute. Fine. Those who have not watched, yes, please do watch this weekend. Can we use one IP address and different subscriptions? Of course we can. Why? Because as of now, I'm not answering this based on subscriptions. उस पे हम बाद में देखते हैं कि exactly subscription क्या है. मतलब we have seen that, but this I'm not answering based on subscription. But let me answer this in a broader way. So what is an IP? I presume that this question is with related to a private IP, right? Because public IP we have already discussed that for once and we are not repeating that. कि एक बार आपने कहीं पे use कर लिया, it cannot be repeated at all, right? So I hope this question which I have received, yeah, okay, so it is about the private IP. So private IP, yes, you can subscription कुछ नहीं, आपका एक private network type ही है, समझ लो. Subscription किसके अंडर बनता है? Who could answer that? Where do we have subscription in hierarchy? In when we discussed Azure hierarchy, right? Active Directory, Azure's Active Directory. Active Directory is also known as tenant. Tenant का क्या मतलब है? Azure पे ये आपका virtual space. Azure पे जो है ये आपका virtual space है. This is what a tenant means. If let's say this is Azure Cloud, this is Azure Cloud. ये पूरा आपका अगर Azure Cloud है, तो ये आपका tenant है. And you will have multiple of tenants, plenty of tenants, lakhs, पता नहीं कितने होंगे, जितने भी कंपनी होंगे उतने tenant होंगे. ठीक है. So tenant is nothing but your virtual space in your Azure Cloud. फिलहाल we are talking about Azure, hence I'm talking about Azure. किसी भी cloud में हो सकता है. They might not call it tenant, they might call it something else. Azure calls it tenant. Within tenant, what do we have? We have subscription or subscriptions, right? Multiple subscriptions we could have, or we could have single subscription. Then within subscription, we have, what do we have? What is the next hierarchy under subscription? Resource groups, right? So we have resource groups. Sorry, resource groups. And under resource groups, we have, yes, what do we have under resource groups? Resources, your virtual machines, your network, your storage, your website, or anything or everything. These are your resources. तो IP address कहाँ पर लगता है हम लोगों को? Ultimately IP address use होता है resources पे. So these are my resources. So let's say this resource is using one IP address. So your question is, can another subscription have the same IP address? So obviously you can. Why? क्योंकि ये Azure Active Directory ये एक different company होगी altogether. If this is Tsoft, जिस company पे हम practice कर रहे हैं, the one which I have registered, this is Tsoft. So this could be TCS. This could be IBM, this could be ICE, this could be Wipro, anything, right? So IP address कहाँ पर use हो रहा है विशाल? That was your question, right? If we can use, so IP address is being used here, here. This comes under resource group. This comes under a subscription. Subscription comes under an Azure Active Directory. मतलब ये पूरा एक अलग tenant है. तो ये एक अलग entity है, एक अलग company है, और ये एक अलग company है. So what did I talk about when we were discussing private IPs? कि private IP का एक range अगर मैंने किसी company में use कर लिया तो same range कोई और use कर सकता है. Unless these guys plan to talk to each other. Now for some reason Tsoft and TCS, they have some collaboration, or maybe TCS is acquiring Tsoft, या फिर TCS ने अपना कोई छोटा सा chunk काम करने के लिए दिया है Tsoft को, and they want कि Tsoft के computers कुछ इससे बात करें. That time we will have to make sure कि यहाँ पर same IPs ना हो, otherwise they will conflict with each other. अगर ये हम आगे सीखेंगे कि इन दोनों की connectivity कैसे करते हैं. Why would we require a connectivity between two companies? मर्जर हो सकता है, acquire कर सकती है कंपनी. For example, people who are there from ICE, they can understand. Earlier, if there was LME, यहाँ पर LME था, अब LME को ICE ने acquire कर लिया, तो LME में जो IP addresses थे, they will make sure कि उससे थोड़ा हट के use करें, otherwise IP conflict होगा. People who are from IBM, they can understand IBM हर नई कंपनी को टेक ओवर करता रहता है, so they will make sure कि नेटवर्किंग को उस हिसाब से डिजाइन करें. अदरवाइज ऐसे कुछ नहीं है, वो अलग अलग एंटिटी में काम कर रहे हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली यू कैन यूज प्राइवेट आईपी का रेंज यहाँ पर और सेम रेंज यहाँ पर, ये दो अलग अलग नेटवर्क चलते रहेंगे एंड दे वोंट इवन कम टू नो, दे वोंट इवन अंडरस्टैंड ईच अदर. ओके, और उसके बाद अगर कोई कम्युनिकेशन होता है अब बाहर किसी इससे, that communication happens through netting. Those who do not understand netting, please watch the video. I have a video on netting. Netting को हमने अच्छे से डिटेल में डिस्क्राइब किया है. Meanwhile, who could explain what is netting? This is my cloud. Let's say यहाँ पर एक facebook.com की वेबसाइट है, ठीक है. नाउ फेसबुक कौन सा आईपी एड्रेस यूज करता होगा, पब्लिक या प्राइवेट? फेसबुक अपने इसके लिए बोल रहा हूं मैं, फेसबुक भी इंटरनल अपने कंप्यूटर्स के लिए, अपने एम्प्लॉइज के लिए प्राइवेट यूज करेगा, बट स्पेसिफिकली फॉर facebook.com जिसको ओवर द इंटरनेट यूज होना है, which IP will he be using? Facebook public IP or private IP? Public IP. क्यों? Obvious है, it is being used on internet, it is a public IP. And now someone from TCS, maybe उसका जॉब प्रोफाइल है कि उसको फेसबुक यूज करना पड़ता है, मे बी ही इज फ्रॉम मार्केटिंग टीम, ब्रांडिंग टीम में से फेसबुक पे TCS की ही ब्रांडिंग कर रहा है, फॉर सम रीजन it is his requirement to use facebook.com, and its own IT company inbuilt IT team has allowed to use Facebook, and now he wants to talk to Facebook. But यहाँ पर कौन सा इसके रिसोर्स पे कौन सा IP होगा, पब्लिक और प्राइवेट? which IP he will be having here? ये कौन सा IP है, पब्लिक है या प्राइवेट है इसके किसी रिसोर्स पे?
TCS के क्या?
Yes.
TCS प्राइवेट यूज करेगा.
Obviously, किसी कंपनी के कोई भी जो इंटरनल है, that will be private. So that is correct. Now the question is, how can this private IP communicate with this public IP? Because on the day one when I was teaching, or I was talking about IPs, what did I tell you guys? That a private IP cannot talk to a public IP. So my question is now, how can this communicate with Facebook? How can that happen? So who could answer that? We have already discussed that. I'm writing this PIP. इसका मतलब होता है public IP address. Yeah, sorry, who's that?
I was talking. It will connect through the netting system network. I forgot the full form, but our private IP will hit the NAT system, and the NAT will allocate a public IP to us, which will allow us to go outside the private network and communicate with another network.
Okay, correct answer, but who could elaborate it? It is a partial and थोड़े से jargons missing है.
वो राउटर से कनेक्ट हो, वो राउटर के
private to public IP.
Sorry, who will convert that private to public?
Network address translate NAT.
NAT is the process. Who's the responsible?
router.
Right. So here I will have a router. इतने सारे सिस्टम में एक ना एक राउटर डेफिनेटली होता है. Here somewhere I will have my router, right? So this request will come from here, private to private. राउटर विल ऑलवेज हैव टू इंटरफेस। राउटर का काम ही वो होता है, चाहे वो आपके घर का राउटर हो, चाहे वो सिस्को का बड़ा वाला 3-4 लाख रुपए का राउटर हो। it is router's job to have two interfaces and to convert IP addresses. इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे जॉब होते हैं। As of now we are talking about netting. तो यहाँ पर ये प्राइवेट इंटरफेस से कनेक्ट होगा, जो आपका रेंज का IP यहाँ पर होगा, सेम यहाँ पर होगा, so he can communicate with your machine. देन यहाँ पर जो है नेटिंग प्रोसेस होगा, जो भी नेटिंग प्रोसेस जैसा भी होता है कि सेम इस रिक्वेस्ट पे फेसबुक वाले रिक्वेस्ट का एक पैकेट बनेगा, उस पे यहाँ पर जो है एक प्राइवेट आईपी होगा इस मशीन का, सो राउटर नोस कहाँ से आ रहा है। एंड देन यहाँ पर एक राउटर का अपना एक पब्लिक आईपी होता है, सो द रिक्वेस्ट व्हेन रिक्वेस्ट गोज आउट एंड टॉक टू facebook.com, it will talk through router's public IP and that same request will come back to router's public IP. फिर यहाँ पे नेटिंग होगा, राउटर नोस कि किस प्राइवेट से आया था, फिर यहाँ पर वो पूरा एड्रेस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ये सब होगा, नेटिंग होगा यहाँ पर, एंड देन सेम रिक्वेस्ट विल गो टू द सेम कंप्यूटर। अदरवाइज ऐसा होगा कि फेसबुक का रिक्वेस्ट तो आपने किया है, पेज आपने खोला है और खुल किसी और के पीसी पे रहा है, अगर इसके पास सोर्स और डेस्टिनेशन का आईपी नहीं होगा तो। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड नेटिंग। इज इट क्लियर गाइस? Though it is a repetition, we have already discussed that. Is it clear, Vishal? Using this method, यहाँ पर भी connectivity हो सकती है. Hence, yes, a private IP can be repeated in different networks. But in same network, no, it cannot be repeated. Yes, guys, anyone has any question? Yes, no, maybe. Are you guys getting it?
No.
Not getting at all? Yes, Juhi, Miranda, Jafar bhai, are you getting it? You missed Thursday's session, I guess. Sorry, Wednesday's session. Sana, I think Sneha wasn't there. Sonam, Sumaya, Vikas, Vishal, I hope this is clear.
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
It is, okay. Yogesh, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope netting is clear for everyone. Answering to this question, if you are a reader on some resource group, an owner on your own resource group, so you cannot delete someone else's resource group. If you want to delete someone else's resource group, you need to have your owner access on that resource group or on subscription level. Then only you can delete or create some other resource group. As of now, you have complete access on your own resource group only. So you cannot delete someone else's resource group. You can try doing that. You can try deleting my resource group. You won't be able to do that. Okay. So now let's talk about the CIDR which we discussed yesterday. People who are not there in last session. I'm sorry guys. I keep saying yesterday. We didn't have session yesterday. I mean Wednesday. So people who are not there on Wednesday, they might find it difficult. But I'll quickly revise it for you guys and then we'll proceed. So a quick revision, what we have been discussing as of now, IPv4 address, that's the one we deal with. We do not talk about IPv6 and in IPv4, we are particularly dealing about our private range. We are not talking about public range as of now. It's a 32-bit address. It has 4 octets. Okay, each octet carries 8 bits. This is how it looks. Who could tell me which class of the IP address it is? A है, B है, C या D या E कौन सा class है? These are presenting octets, not classes. Which class it is?
C.
Anyone else who thinks other than C?
C में private.
We are discussing private now, so that's okay. We are not discussing yes, so it's correct. Whoever answers C, it is a class C IP address. Okay. Then in private we have this range. We have in private. Forget this one. ये CIDR क्या है? इसको हम फिर से एक बार देखते हैं. Though we discuss this. What is the range of class B? Class B का range क्या है? Who could tell me?
128 to 191.
128.
8 to 191.
No, we are not discussing public range at all. Forget public as of
Acha,
now.
private,
We will be
okay.
just talking about private range. Here I have mentioned private range.
172.16 to
Right.
172.31.
Right. Yes. Somebody already answered this. Both correct. So
31,
this is there.
255, 255.
Yes.
Complete range.
Correct. Okay. So post that we read this, we have already discussed this. Still, I'll just copy paste. Do we have Amit today? Amit is missing. Okay. So public IP it can be used over the internet. Private IP it can be used within the intranet or within a private networks. So obviously it can be repeated. Vishal. Okay, the range I have already mentioned, and then now let's talk about CIDR block. So what is the CIDR block? Who could tell me the full form of CIDR? I think Juhi, you read about CIDR.
Yes, it's classless inter-domain routing.
And what is it exactly? Who could explain that? Yes, anyone guys? Or Juhi, would you like to explain that what is CIDR? Why would we use CIDR?
Exactly, I'm not sure, but specific IP address नहीं होगी वो segregate कर देता है and we can divide into different range.
Okay, who
As per
else?
our
Anyone else wants to try? Okay,
CIDR,
partially correct. Somebody answered here. Classes are not considered. Only
basically,
IPs are used. Fine, but why? That is the property that we will not consider classes. But why do we? Why would we? I need a business problem for this. This is a technical solution, but what is the business problem for this? क्या ऐसा business problem हमारे सामने आएगा जब हम CIDR को use करेंगे? We discuss this in Wednesday's session.
We can segregate different sections and not waste lot of IP address for each segment.
Right. ठीक है, partially answers मिल रहा है सबसे. That is correct. To give access to particular group only, that is also fine. And yes, the one which you answered, that is also fine to segregate. Still, I'll quickly repeat it here. See, class A, class B, class C, ये चीजें हैं हमारे पास. Let's say this is my company. XYZ company है यहाँ पर. इसमें है. I'll be a bit fast today. ये because revision है again. Otherwise फिर रह जाएगा. This is my HR department, IT department, admin department. ठीक है. यहाँ तक मुझको क्या करना है? I hope you guys understand कि एक रेंज में हो गए तो IP can talk to each other directly. I won't be able to block them. There are plenty of methods, other methods, but directly we cannot block them. तो suppose मैंने यहाँ पर क्लास A का नेटवर्क यहाँ पर इसको दे दिया. ये suppose मेरा है एडमिन डिपार्टमेंट. इसको मैंने क्लास A असाइन कर दिया. Okay. How many IPs will I get in class A? Something in millions, 65, 16 millions कुछ है. Let's say 15 millions आप बोल दो तो बहुत too many IPs. Okay, now I have some IT department. I do not want IT department and admin department to be in one network range because उसमें कुछ accesses हो गए जो मैं network के range पे decide करता हूँ. So I do not want them to be together. So for IT department, I have class B. इसमें कितने IPs मिलेंगे हमको? कुछ 65,000 something कुछ है. Do not quote me on numbers. Numbers मैंने already image में share कर दी. Exact numbers चाहिए, so you can do that. Then I get finance department or legal department. ठीक है. ठीक है, ऐसे मेरे पास एक और है क्लास सी, लीगल डिपार्टमेंट क्लास सी. यहाँ पर भी मुझको कुछ समवेयर जितने भी एड्रेस मिलने वाले होंगे 16 के एग्जांपल के लिए. डू नॉट काउंटर नंबर्स. बट व्हाट नेक्स्ट आई हैव फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट. व्हाट विल आई डू नाउ? इसको आईपीएस कहाँ से दूंगा मैं? अगर इसको आईपी मैं यहीं से देता हूँ इसी में से, क्योंकि यहाँ पर काफी बड़े आईपी, राइट? how many will I use in admin department? 100, 200, 500, 1000, 10,000, not more than that. So I have pending IPs, but if I give those IPs from here, तो ये admin और मेरा finance एक IP range में आ जाएगा. And admin people will have access to finance files or at least finance network. चलो फाइल्स पे एक्सेस, मशीन्स पे एक्सेस वो एक अलग चीज होगा, बट आई डू नॉट वांट टू टेक दैट रिस्क. मैं नेटवर्क पे भी एक्सेस नहीं देना चाहता हूँ. ठीक है. So now I will require some other class D or class C. Can I use class D here? Who could answer that? Can I use class? Do we have class D and E, by the way? Those who are new, can you guys answer? Do we have class D and E? Or anyone, guys? Do we have class D and E?
No, no.
We do not use it. It's for research and other purposes.
And do we have private range in class D?
No.
Fine, we
No.
can use it for research and development purpose, but do we have private range in class D? Yes, guys. Yes,
No.
no, maybe.
No.
No.
Right. We do not have private range in class D and class E, so we cannot use it. Okay, yes, somebody already answered, and that is correct. Okay. So what will I do now? So to avoid this situation, what do we do? कि इन IPs को जो है ना हम classes से तोड़कर classless कर देते हैं. So the moment I say classless, उसके बाद ये A, B और C का यही नहीं रह जाता है, कोई इसका कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं रह जाता है. And then हम यहाँ से जितने limited IPs है उतने यूज कर सकते हैं. If I write IP like this, it is a classful IP, a class A IP, and this means I am using all 65 million IPs. But the moment I type something like this, it becomes a classless IP. It means that I am using only certain IPs from that address. अब उसका calculation कैसा है वो हम लोगों ने कल देखा था. We will quickly revise it once. Anyone remembers the formula?
Two to the power.
Yes, guys. What is the formula? Somebody already said it, just couldn't hear it properly. To get usable IP in a network, or I'll just use word IPs. I'm not using a word usable IP. That is a different term. We'll come to that. To number of IPs in a network. What is the formula to get this figure, to get this number? Somebody already answered. I just couldn't hear it completely. Was it you, Sumaya? Joey, was it you?
Yes.
Okay,
Two
so
to
what
the
is?
power.
Yes, 2 to the power n, right? That is the formula. Now, how to get n's value? This is the formula. I hope everyone understand what does this mean. इसका calculation कैसे होता है? Mathematics का basic ये है. So we are not learning that here. But how to get value of n? n का value कैसे निकालना है?
32 में से नेटवर्क के बिट्स माइनस करके.
32 minus
नेटवर्क के बिट्स.
CIDR value.
what is the
CIDR
network bit?
CIDR
Yes,
mask.
network, CIDR, subnet, जो भी बोलना है आपको बोलो. This is the value we are talking about. Those who do not understand, did not get it, this is the value they are talking about. Okay, so in this case I will minus 25. तो n का value क्या हो गया then? 7, right?
7.
So here it's 7. Now as per the formula, it's 2 power 7. What is the answer?
128.
120.
128.
128. So how many IPs I'm using now out of that? Only 128 IPs I'm using. Is it clear, guys? Okay.
Yes.
Now the next part. Let me discuss the next part कि ये हम क्यों कर रहे हैं, ऐसा नंबर कब आएगा. Then I talked about Azure. उसमें हमने थोड़ा सा ये किया कि Azure का सबनेट और VNET उसको हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था. that what is a subnet, what is a VNet. I discussed के subnet जो है एक और डिपार्टमेंट हो सकता है, VNet आपका एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टाइप हो सकता है. तो आप लोगों को रिक्वायरमेंट किस तरह से आएगा, बट विथ दैट आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू गाइज, डू नॉट वरी, इतना ज्यादा लोड लेने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये ज्यादा आर्किटेक्ट टीम का काम है, आप लोगों को ये बना बनाया आता है, बट स्टिल यू शुड नो द कॉन्सेप्ट. ओके, तो नेटवर्किंग डिजाइन के लिए कैसा आता है, इट कम्स अंडर अ हाई लेवल डायग्राम, आई विल कॉल इट HLD, or a build sheet, or a ServiceNow ticket. Most of you will know this. Okay, or an email, a simple email. Here your client or your application owner will say that I'm planning to migrate or host a new application. That new application will have 4 departments or 4 sectors or whatever it is, or 5 of them. Each sector or each department requires, as of now, each total I have 5 departments. Okay, present condition or a present requirement is 80 servers each department. Future requirement, considering 5 years down the line, 20 more servers each department, and I have total 5 departments. So who could tell me that what are the total IP requirement here? Somebody already answered.
500.
500.
500.
How? It's easy, right guys? एक डिपार्टमेंट का रिक्वायरमेंट कितना है? 80. 80 क्या है? करंट रिक्वायरमेंट है. इसको 20 और फ्यूचर में लगने वाले हैं. इसका मतलब एक डिपार्टमेंट का रिक्वायरमेंट हो गया 100. हाउ मेनी डिपार्टमेंट्स डू वी हैव? 5. टोटल हुआ 500. So now what is this 500? This 500 means that your network required minimum 500 IPs. 500 से एक IP कम नहीं चलेगा, आपका क्लाइंट आपका प्रपोजल एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा. Is it clear now? यहाँ तक क्लियर है?
Yes.
Now to get 500 IPs, to book 500 IPs, what CIDR block should I use?
23.
Okay. By the way, what is the minimum and maximum number I could use here?
Maximum is 32.
And minimum is 1. That is fine. And why 32?
32-bit.
Yes. Are you guys getting it? What about others?
Yes, yes.
Sonam? Jafar bhai, are you getting it? Miranda?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, bhai.
Okay. If you are not, let me know. Okay. So this is the requirement. You have got 500 IPs ka requirement. And now somebody said, what is the CIDR block? Did you say 23? Did you say?
Yes, 23.
Okay. So now let's do the calculation. So what is the formula to get IPs? Just to check if 23 is correct or not. What is the formula to get number of IPs, usable IPs of any network? Yes, guys, what is the formula?
Two to the power n, we will subtract 32 minus 23.
Exactly. So it's 2 to the power n. That is the formula to get n's value. N is equal to 32 minus 23. And why 32? Because 32, because IPv4 is a 32-bit IP address. That is the reason this is 32. And why 23? Because we're trying with 23 subnet. ठीक है, ये 23 पे जरूरी नहीं है कि हमको 23 पे ही हमारा काम हो जाएगा. Because we are trying 23 वाला CIDR. If that doesn't work, we'll try 22. We could try 24. जो भी है वो हम लोगों को ट्राई करना है. इसलिए n का वैल्यू होगा 32 minus 23. Are you guys getting it? कि 32 का ही वैल्यू क्यों आ रहा है, ये 23 का कहाँ से आ रहा है? So n is equal to 9. Yes guys, are you getting it? Few of you I can understand, आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया. What about others? Are you guys getting it?
Yes.
Okay. So 2 to the power 9 होगा यहाँ पर.
512.
512. But do you think we should take this? मतलब technically तो we can definitely not take this. I will tell you why. वो तो मैं आगे आके बताऊंगा आपको कि क्यों नहीं ले सकते इसको. That concept we haven't discussed yet, usable IP वाला. But forget that. Let's consider all our usable IP. Still, do you think कि 500 के requirement में इतने बड़े environment में we should just move ahead with 12 extra IPs? Is it a sensible decision?
No.
No. हमेशा एक 50-60 IP तो extra रख के चलो. Right? So what is the next number? What could be the next number? 22. Are you guys getting it? कि numbers वगैरह का calculation कहाँ से आ रहा है?
Yes.
Right? So instead of 23, इस calculation को I'll keep it like this. Now we are going with 22. So if I make this 22, ये हो जाएगा आपका 22. Now did you guys understood कि ये Q did you guys understand ये Q22 हो रहा है, Q23 हो रहा है, यहाँ पर हो जाएगा 10, ये हो जाएगा 10. And now if you calculate 2 to the power 10, वो होगा approximately कुछ 1024.
1024.
So this is sufficient now. थोड़े IPs extra हो गए, that is fine, that is completely fine. But now you could use 1024. ठीक है, so you are using CIDR. कौन सा CIDR use कर रहे हो आप लोग? CIDR 22 का use कर रहे हो. So this is finalized now that we are using CIDR 22. Now CIDR 22 किस IP में use करना है आपको? ये किस पे डिपेंड करेगा? Who could tell me कि कौन से वाले इसमें यूज कर रहा हूं मैं? 10 वाली रेंज पे यूज करूं और मैं 172.16 यहाँ पर यूज करूं, या 172.31 यहाँ पर यूज करूं, और मे बी इसकी भी कोई बीच की रेंज. I am not sure guys why that is going up. I'll have to check that once. Or should I be using here? Yes guys, what do you think? Why is it happening? Which one should I be using? Yes, which one should I use out of this?
It's classless, right? We can use any one.
Perfect. Yes, that was just a trick question, guys. Once it is classless, उसमें कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा है कि आप कौन सा यूज कर रहे हो. That is up to you then. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, now we will go to portal and create our first subnet and virtual network. और उसके बाद हम उसमें resources ये करेंगे. But before we go there, we have 3 minutes left. If you guys have any questions, do ask. If not, I will give you some questions जिसमें IP का range मैं बता रहा हूँ कि this is my requirement, and then you guys could tell me कि मैं कौन सा CIDR use करूँ. So if you have any questions, let me know. Yes guys, किसी का है कोई question? Okay, चलो before I give you this exercise, उसको हम next वाले session में करते हैं. उससे पहले मैं एक और concept clear कर देता हूँ आप लोगों का. Usable IP. अब तक जो हम लोगों ने formulas देखा, ये किया. Let me get rid of this. I will open WordPad. It's a very simple and basic concept. बट उससे आपका वो नेक्स्ट वाला कैलकुलेशन जो है ना वो भी बिगड़ जाएगा. 5112 वाला जो कैलकुलेशन था वो वैसे ही बिगड़ जाएगा. सो व्हाट इज अ यूजेबल आईपी? द फॉर्मूला टू गेट आईपीज इज 2 to the power n to get number of IPs in any network. It is 2 to the power n. इसको आगे ये करने की जरूरत नहीं है. I hope you guys understood that, right? But when I say usable IP, let's say with the help of this one, with the help of this formula we have got IPs यहाँ पर एक मैं यहीं से एक एग्जांपल ले लेता हूँ 24 का हम लोगों ने लिया था राइट और 22 लेट्स से 20/22 में हम लोगों को मिल गया टोटल 1024 so these are the IPs we have got but are all these 1024 IPs usable what do you think
एक नेटवर्क के लिए और एक होस्ट के लिए माइनस होंगे, दो माइनस हो जाएंगे.
perfect so the usable IP is this formula -2 guys this is about to finish I'm stopping and starting again without any break with the same link